Hello everybody, welcome back to TTL. The second race for tonight brings us to round 18 and the Mexican Grand Prix. Sadly, Gamey decided that his internet was so bad that he wasn't going to commentate over this one, which is a huge shame, but hopefully his internet gets better and hopefully mine does too. I doubt it will, but you never know. But here we are for the Mexican Grand Prix. Now I should probably tell you the weather. It's dry throughout. Let me just get the picture up. I probably should have had this ready, but you know, I had to live life on the edge. Yeah, dry throughout. We're going to have mostly cloudy pretty much throughout for the Mexican Grand Prix. First race in 1963, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, a great track, almost like a go-kart track, described by Nico Rosberg when he raced here for the first time in 2015. Should be a good one. We've got two DRS zones, one along the main start-finish straight, and then the second one, which has the same activation or the same detection point. What I mean by that is both DRS zones have the detection point just before the slight kink of 15 before you turn in for turn 16, that right-hander. So if you're behind the car and get past on the first DRS straight, well, you still have the DRS for the second one. Whether that's fair or not is up to you to decide, but we're almost ready to go here. This is probably one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, purely because I have the setup for it. When you have the setup for it, it's always good. 36 points is the gap at the top between Blizzard and Lambo. So all Lambo has to do is not concede 15 points. If he does that, we take it to Thursday night for the finale, and I'm really looking forward to that one. So we're just about to get underway. Hopefully we'll get a couple more drivers in. I think this is it. So we're just waiting now on someone else to ready up. I think we're waiting for somebody. There we go. 30 seconds is counting down, so whether the drivers are ready or not, they're going to go for one-shot qualifying. Again, sad to see Gamey leave after the first race, but I hope his internet gets better and I hope he's alright. I know I did drown him out quite a bit in that one. Hopefully he'll come back better and stronger with the internet, that is. But there we go. So light cloud throughout this one. Obviously leave your comments below, why not, in the live chat. Obviously they'll appear on the right hand side. I did try voice things, as I said, in the last round, where the comments were spoken to me by the computer. It's a weird feeling. I did not like it one bit, but there we go. I prefer to read the comments so that I can respond in real time. But yeah, if you guys spot something that I don't spot, leave it in the comments. I'll be able to see it. You guys could be the research team if you like. But there we go. Hopefully we will have Plaster joining us very shortly. Obviously setups and everything have to be put on for this one-shot qualifying. You also pretty much have to choose what tyre compounds you want to take. That's why it takes so long, because people like to sort of pick and choose which ones they want to go for and all that business. But we're waiting here for one-shot qualifying. Here's where all the setups get applied. Here's what the fuel gets set to, 2.8 laps or whatever it is. And this is probably one of the toughest things to do, is cover one-shot qualifying, because you're not quite sure what to do, especially in that first sector. You don't know who to cover, you don't know who to keep following, you just don't know. You just don't know. But I thank you for joining us for TTL round number 18 here in Mexico. Great track, Mexico. Looking forward to the season finale, which is on Thursday, which will have Brazil and Abu Dhabi. The title could be decided here if Blizzard gets a third place or above, or if Blizzard gets third place and Lambo fails to score any points. Blizzard will be champion with 2 races to go. We've got Lambo instantly away at the moment. Meanwhile, Blizzard down in P13 right now, so we'll have to see how that's going to play out as I get all the data here. Blizzard trying to qualify on a set of super soft tyres, currently finds himself at the moment in P12. Z3 leading the way now as we head towards turn 5, I believe this is. Turns 4 and 5. And has he still got the lead? No, not quite, because that's been taken over by Spike, locking up, coming into turn 6 there. And now we head towards turns 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Chuck the car in and hope it sticks. You've got to have a bit more aero through this section, and that can cost you. Meanwhile, Blizzard up into P3 right now on a set of super soft tyres. That's amazing pace. Z3's retired from the session, and I believe he has crashed out. Spike then currently leading the pack as we head through the stadium section, through the slight kink of 15 now towards turn 16, and then through turn 17. But Darren Sinclair, is he going to lead the way as we cross the line? And he is! 1:15.5 from Darren Sinclair, and he finally puts himself back up onto that top spot. He'll be starting from pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix. Well, Darren Sinclair puts himself on pole, Spike in second, Blizzard in third on a set of super soft tyres. That is incredible pace. Lambo in fourth, Siege in fifth, Steph sixth, Poe seventh, Squeezy eighth, Alan K ninth, Weed Nation 10th, Lighty 11th, Ollie in 12th, Maze 13th, Plaster 14th, Sean 15th, and Z3 bringing up the rear, not finishing qualifying. Well then, Darren Sinclair back on top. And that is something I bet he wants to hear after this season he's had. He's been very unlucky this season, and that will give him a boost of confidence as we head towards the race. Now, what can he do with that? Could he throw a spanner in the works at this championship, I wonder, by, well, taking it to them, taking it to both drivers. Currently in the table, like I said, we have 36 points between them. And unfortunately for Darren Sinclair this season, he's not in the top 10 at the moment. At least that was before round 17. So he has not had a great season, and I know I keep saying that. Sorry, Darren. But it's great to see him back on top in qualifying. So let's see what he can do. Can he use that form to get himself a better position in the race and get himself a race win this season? So off they go on their formation lap, and Darren Sinclair will be leading the way as Blizzard kind of anti-stalls off the line there. We've got Spike there in P2. Let's have a look at some of the tyre choices. Obviously Blizzard is one to watch as he's currently in neutral and gaining speed apparently. Hopefully that changes. Oh, that's going to be horrible to listen to his onboard, so I'll take that into mind. But there we go. We've also got Weed Nation again, qualifying in P10 on a set of super soft tyres. He loves this alternate strategy. In P10 then, with his teammate Alan Kay just in front of him. Ollie starting on a set of super soft tyres. Light E starting on a set of ultra softs. We've got Maze on ultra softs as well. Plaster on super soft tyres, with Sean and Z3 on those ultra soft tyres. Well, a lot of contact being made because we've got 4 people disqualified from the warm-up lap. But Darren Sinclair, look at him go through the paces. Spike is not even close to him, and Sinclair realises that and slows it up. Gets a little bit of heat into those tyres there. And there's Spike coming through the picture now, with Blizzard following close behind on a formation lap for once. But there we go. Siege in 5th place. And obviously I'm so used to seeing him try the alternate strategy that it's almost weird when he tries the normal one. So 18 laps. A lot can happen in that time. And Darren Sinclair will be hoping he can hold his head up high after this race. Of course, the Mexican Grand Prix is sponsored, and TTL sponsored, by weakwifi-solutions.com. Have a look on their website for the upgrade your Wi-Fi for the new game. Also brought to you by fatalgrips.com. Use TTL F1 at the checkout for a 10% discount. Get yourself some new grips on your controller for the new game and get yourself competitive right from the word go. Meanwhile, speaking of go, we're going to go for the Mexican Grand Prix round number 18 here in TTL. Will we have a champion by the end of this race? There's only one way to find out. 5 red lights. Round 18 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like the Force India there of Siege got a fantastic start off the line. Sorry, that's not Siege, that's Lambo. Lambo's got a fantastic start off the line as we head towards turn 1. It's such a long way down towards turn 1, and will Spike have a chance down the inside here? Darren Sinclair leads them through at the moment. We're having to look behind us, seeing if there's any contact. There is someone off the track, and who is that? That is Ollie, who is off the track right now. And having to try and have a look on. There he is. So Ollie off the track. We've got Sean as well. It's an armada as they head towards turn 4. And that yellow flag is of course for Ollie all the way down there. And we're heading through turn 5. Little bit of argy-bargy, just a slight touch. And oh, that's the McLaren there of Siege. Going across the curbs, not ideal, and Sean here wants to try and move down into turn 7, but not quite. Siege just about holds on to that position. A little bit of drama at the start, but Darren Sinclair finds himself still in the lead. Lambo, an amazing start from Lambo, finds himself into P2. That is Steph having to try and have a go at Blizzard there, but nothing doing for him. So we hit round turn 16 on towards turn 17. Darren Sinclair leads. We've got Lighty who's found his way past Poe, and he's up now into 8th place. Blizzard meanwhile on the super soft tyres is sticking close behind Spike, 3/10 down. Of course DRS not active yet, all about that slipstream. Speaking of slipstream, here comes Siege trying to go down the inside of Poe. Poe knows he's there. Is he going to give him the space, I wonder? Siege trying to outbrake him. Doesn't quite work. Poe might have outbraked himself there. If Siege gets the right line, he could try and have a real go at Poe here as we head out of turn 3 there towards the second DRS straight. As you can see behind them, or behind Siege at least, a little bit of a traffic jam right now. So Lambo in 2nd place. He knows this is a great position, but he can't be held up too much. But Darren Sinclair doesn't seem to be doing much holding up at the moment. We head through turn 7 now. Lambo seems to be keeping up. Spike in 3rd. We also have Blizzard there in 4th place. Remember, on those super soft tyres. He's got such amazing pace right now. That is incredible. Squeezy here as we head towards this right-hander. Down the inside of Steph. Has Squeezy got the move done? He has, but Steph is going to have a go at him as we head into this hairpin here. And now through turn 14, through the slight kink of 15, which isn't really a corner. Now into 16. And now coming towards turn 17. And Squeezy ahead of Steph then. Up into P5 he goes. Siege, meanwhile, wanted to try and have another go at Poe. Not quite, though. Here comes Lighty on Weed Nation. Pulls to the side. Trying to go down the inside into turn 1 as he got that move done on Weed Nation. Down the inside he goes, and he has done. Runs a little bit wide for turn 2, but there's not a lot Weed Nation can do about that. And through turn 3, Lighty has the position here. Weed Nation could have a go into turn 4, and he hasn't got DRS yet, of course. He's going to have a go, though, through turn 4, is he? No, he can't quite do it. Lighty better on the brakes, and that has opened himself up to Poe here, who makes a little bit of contact. As we head through turn 5, now through turn 6, you can see the traffic jam that's caused, involving 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th place. But Weed Nation still trying to hold on here, but he can't quite do it, can't quite keep up with Lighty on those ultra soft tyres. He's playing the long game though, as we head through with Poe then towards turn 12, I believe this is, if I'm right. But if I'm wrong, you can definitely let me know in the comments as we're heading on towards lap 4. And it is a very, very close race. Bit of drama at the start involving Ollie, who went around onto the grass. But other than that, though, nothing doing. Everyone's been pretty well behaved so far. And we're going to see in a moment Weed Nation here right on the tail of Lighty. He's got DRS as we head down towards turn 1. Lighty swipes across, and that's a little bit of contact with Weed Nation there. Weed Nation, don't think he gave Lighty too much room there, but elbows out. He's got the move done. Meanwhile, Siege is up into 9th place. Made his way past Poe. But here we go, Lighty now trying to go down the inside of Weed Nation. A little bit of contact as we head into turn 4. And Weed Nation is just going to push him out. We head into turn 6 now, and Lighty will be furious. I know he will be furious with that one. We've got a Force India there trying to make a move down the inside of Siege. That's Poe trying to make that move stick, but it wasn't going to work. Too little room there. We've got Sean then who is trying to make his way through the field. Currently P11, and as you can see, he's under threat from Mays here as we head towards turn 12. And Mays here trying to get that better exit, just trying to find an alternative line that will work. And as you can see here, it's not quite working to plan. Here comes Mays down the inside, had to back out of the move. He knew that Sean was going to take that line, and we've got someone into the pits. That's Siege. So Siege becomes the first to pit. Now the pit window for me doesn't open until around about lap 7. So that's a very early pit stop from Siege then. But then again, this might show how little I know. Blizzard picks himself up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That would, I would assume that would be for corner cutting. So that's going to add up towards the end of the race. I'll have to wait and see how that develops. Light E currently in 8th place, 5 tenths down on Poe at the... Weed Nation, I should say, sorry, at the moment. Z3 is also pitted, as has Alan K. And they've gone onto a set of super soft tyres, try and get the undercut to work and see where it gets them towards the end of the race. So, your standing so far at the moment, Darren Sinclair leads the way, Lambo 2nd, Spike 3rd, Blizzard 4th, Squeezy 5th, Steph 6th, Weed Nation 7th, Lighty 8th, Poe 9th, Sean 10th, Mays in 11th, Plaster 12th, Ollie 13th, Siege 14th, Z3 15th, Alan K 16th place. But those back 3 have made a stop so far in this race. I would go quicker with the naming lists of all the drivers, but I don't think I'd go much quicker. Meanwhile, Spike and Blizzard into the pits. Oh, Blizzard makes contact! Blizzard makes contact with Spike into the pits, and he's got front wing damage. It might be too late to have changed that. If he's got it on auto, then they might not change it. They won't change it. No, they're going to send him back out. So Blizzard is going to run around with ultra soft tyres, and Spike has to go through. But there we go then. So front wing damage for Blizzard, and he will be fuming at that one. 36 points, remember the gap at the top. Lambo currently in P2. Well, what can Blizzard do with a bit of front wing damage? He knows now he probably has to stay out on these tyres. But interestingly, he stopped on lap 5 on the super softs. Now trying to go to the end of the race on ultra soft tyres. That is a huge ask. Lambo 8 tenths down on Darren Sinclair. We'll stick with this lovely sweeping view as we head towards turn 12. We've got Light E, who is 6 tenths down on Weed Nation, and he's not taking the best line through there at all. Maybe his tyres are starting to come to the end of their life, because here comes Poe with a better pace at the moment. Speaking of which, Blizzard is sticking with Spike at the moment. But with those ultra soft tyres, you would expect him to try and make some ground out. It really hurts him through that S section there as we head down towards turn 12. Darren Sinclair, race leader, into the pits he comes for a set of super soft tyres. Here comes Squeezy. Will Darren Sinclair rejoin in front of him? Yes, he will. Just about. Siege picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. And away Siege goes. We've got Poe into the pits as well. On go a set of super soft tyres. And we've got Spike here, who is... well, I wonder what battle's happening here. Well, Plaster, well, it looks like some of them didn't have the speed there. As Blizzard makes his way through, past Plaster, I think he just let them through. He knew he wasn't fighting them for position, so he's just pulled to the side and let them through. So I think that's why 2 positions were made up on Plaster. But you can see Blizzard will be struggling towards the end of this race, especially with higher tyre wear and with less of a front wing. Here comes Siege then. Is this going to be a team orders move? It's not, because Ollie is still in front of Siege at the moment. We're heading towards turn 6. The two McLarens are not going to budge. So the order is to keep battling. And here is where Blizzard is going to struggle through this section here. Through that S section. So difficult for him. Lambo into the pits then. So on will go a set of super soft tyres, and where will that put him? Steph also into the pits as well. So away goes Lambo, and Weed Nation takes the lead of the race. Sean picks himself up a 5-second stop-go penalty. So Darren Sinclair here might get ahead of Lambo here. And there goes Lambo right there on the pit exit. Here comes Spike, and he's going to get him. Is Blizzard going to get him? Most importantly. And he will. Look at this. Look at the speed difference he has as he heads his way down towards turn 1. Lambo's going to try and move, but he doesn't, backs out of it. But Lambo knows that any point against Blizzard is going to be effective. Remember, 36 points is the gap at the moment, and well, here's the kick in the teeth for Lambo. He won't have DRS on Blizzard, but he's going to try the move anyway. Down the inside into turn 4. They make a little bit of contact. Through turn 5 they go. Lambo just can't quite get the move done, but he's got the outside line. Much better exit into turn 6. And now he's going to have the pace now. Oh, Blizzard and Lambo make contact. Oh, that was a little bit sketchy there. And Blizzard has to concede the position to Lambo. Lambo up into P4 then. A little bit of a scary moment from both championship rivals here. And that is not how you want this race to end at all. Lambo then up into P4. Important for the championship then. Can he try and chase down Spike for another set of points? Here comes Poe. On Ollie. Is he going to try and move? Yes, he is into turn 12. But Ollie just about holds it on the outside. And that costs Poe some time as well. That's Sean behind them. The Weed Nation comes into the pits then. He goes on a set of ultra soft tyres, trying that alternate strategy. Blizzard here. Look at the straight line speed he has. Look how much he's gaining on Lambo then. As we head towards turn 1, Blizzard wanted to try that move, but he's saving himself for turn 4. And he picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him towards the end of this race. If he's not careful, that will really, really hurt him then. Blizzard trying to go make a move down in the inside into turn 4. Once again, these two get close and they make contact. Blizzard understeering with that less of a front wing. He's going to try the inside of turn 6 now, but he can't quite do it. And the more he does this, the more he's wearing his tyres out. Lambo takes position and holds it for now. And this is where Blizzard is going to struggle through this S section here. You can already see how far away Lambo's going to get now. Look at that. That is 8/10, almost a second now. Blizzard has lost through that S section without a front wing. Steph then is battling Plaster. Steph can get very aggressive, and it looks like he's done exactly that. He's got the position though. Up into P6 he goes. And yeah, his aggressive nature has got himself another position. Plaster down to P7. Got to watch out for Siege now, who is in P8. Well, Lambo and Blizzard still trying to fight. Has Blizzard got DRS? No, he hasn't. Most importantly, he hasn't. But there is someone who has. His teammate, Squeezy. Well, this is going to be a turn of events. If Squeezy gets past Blizzard here, that's going to be dangerous for the Drivers' Championship. Meanwhile, though, there was an attempt to try and go 3 wide here. Weed Nation trying to defend from Siege here into turn 1. That's going to compromise his exit for turn 2 and consequently for turn 3. But I don't think Siege could take full advantage. Meanwhile, though, Poe has got a great exit out of turn 3. He's going to try and move down the inside into turn 4, is he? And he does. And fair play to Poe. He's got the position. So Lambo's teammate up into P9. So Siege here still on the tail of Weed Nation. Is Steph in 6th ahead of them. And Plaster, you can see in a couple of corners, has dropped to P10. So not great for Plaster then at all. Squeezy here. Well, I wonder if the team order is to stick behind, because Steph is 7.4 behind Squeezy. Now, does Squeezy overtake his teammate and championship leader? I'm not sure. He might want to. And I think Blizzard would welcome that challenge. I mean, he'd want an easy race to the championship, no? Squeezy, though, still in the slipstream. And he pulls to the side, trying to think about the move, but not quite. Again, he's going to try and set himself up for turn 4. Lap 11 of this race. It's flown by at the moment. Weed Nation up into P6. Made the move on Steph. Work there. And Steph there with his aggressive nature, still trying to make a move happen. But the more he does that, the more he compromises his line, and the more chance Weed Nation has of just trying to get away from him. Lambo here has caught up to the back of Spike. And this is going to be an interesting battle, especially this one. The 2 battles here between Spike and Lambo, and Blizzard and Squeezy. Now, I'm thinking Squeezy is holding station at the moment. But this is interesting because look how slow Blizzard is through this S section. And Squeezy is doing his best to try and keep up. And look at the exit he's got. Coming towards turn 12 now. And Blizzard here is under threat from his teammate. I don't think his teammate is going to make this easy for him. He's going to push him right to the end here. As we head through the slight kink of 15 through turn 16, and Squeezy's got himself a time penalty now. But Squeezy here will have DRS. coming out, and look how much quicker he is on the exit, especially through that high-speed corner of the right-hander. Here comes Squeezy, and this could be a nightmare for Blizzard then. Squeezy is going to try the move. Blizzard defends, forcing Squeezy to go around the outside into turn 1. And are the two teammates going to behave themselves? Blizzard will hold the inside line for turn 3. But will Squeezy get a better exit? He will still have DRS as Lambo gets second place there. Blizzard trying to defend for dear life as Squeezy trying to go down the inside into turn 4. Not going to happen though. Puts him on the outside for turn 5. He's going to try and cut back for the inside of 6. And oh my goodness! Squeezy's taking out his teammate! Going into turn 6! Unbelievable! Squeezy's committed the cardinal sin. He's taken out his teammate. And Blizzard now finds himself down into P9. Championship wide open. And Lambo here with 7 laps to go. 4.6 behind Darren Sinclair. He could close this gap right up now. That is a disaster for Haas. And Squeezy there. Oh, I wouldn't want to be in that Haas debrief room after this race. So Blizzard has got a lot of work to do now. Yellow flags in sector 2. That is Z3 who's hit the wall hard there. And I think he must have just lost the back end. And he's gone into the wall there. Z3 first retirement of this race. We've got Steph here. 9/10 down on Weed Nation. Will he get DRS? Yes, he will. So he's still within touching distance of Weed Nation. Weed Nation running in P5 at the moment. Great job from him so far. As Spike picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Now remember those time penalties that Blizzard has. Well, sometimes he uses them to get ahead. And worries about them later. Now he's got to worry about them now because there's a real risk here. He might not score any points at all. Poe here is in the slipstream of Siege. Siege goes defensive into turn 4. And Siege here just trying to hold out for as long as he can. But he can't quite do it. Poe gets the position for now. They're side by side going into turn 6. And Siege forces Poe to go wide. They're going to be side by side as we head towards turn 7 now. And Poe there, has he got the inside line? He has, but he cut the corner. Gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Puts him ahead though. So, well, make of that what you will. But Poe is up into P7. Here's someone we haven't seen a lot of in this race. Darren Sinclair starts the 14th lap. 5 laps to go in this race. Controlling this one is Darren Sinclair. And that is Lambo in the distance, 4.7 behind. Well then, Poe and Siege. Maybe they're still going to try and battle. Siege is falling away, but he will have DRS still. Where is Blizzard meanwhile? He is 1.5 behind Siege. Where's Sean? Now, can Sean get an upset on the cards here? Light E wants to upset as well. They're all around about the same amount apart, so it's very difficult to see anything happen between them. They're sort of at the distance where Dirty Air can play a factor, but well, you have to wait and see how that develops. Siege is still trying to stick onto the back of Poe as Alan Kay picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, while Drama doesn't even... Drama's an underestimation of this race, that's for sure. Anything can happen in TTL, it normally does. Siege runs a little bit wide there. That could be an invitation for Blizzard, but of course with that front wing damage he can't do a lot as it starts to fall away again. Sean managing to close up, and will he get it underneath a second? And I think he will here. Blizzard is really struggling at the moment, and his teammate Squeezy up in P4. And well, I know that's going to be a soundbite that's going to be played for the rest of my life, but I don't care. Fantastic drama here between the Haas cars. And is that a turning point in the championship? Could that be the deciding factor in this championship? It will remain to be seen. But you can see here, Sean is now 9/10 back, and you can see Blizzard has the advantage on the straight. Even with Sean having DRS, he still can't quite close up. But you know where he can close up? The high-speed corners. Sean just has to be patient with this move. Will he get it done though? We have 4 laps to go. Darren Sinclair leads the way as he heads through the S section. Lambo is in 2nd, Spike in 3rd, Squeezy 4th, Weed Nation 5th, Steph in 6th, Post 7th, Siege is in 8th, Blizzard 9th, Sean in 10th, Lightly 11th, Maze 12th, Alan K 13th, Ollie 14th and Plaster 15th. Z3 is our only retirement of this race so far. Here we go then with Darren Sinclair rounding that final corner. When he crosses the line, there will be 3 laps to go here in Mexico. Spike picking himself up another time penalty. Might open the door up for Squeezy here. I'm not sure whether that incident will go to the stewards or whether it'll be an in-house thing in Haas, but there we go. Sean here has closed up to Blizzard. But I wonder what will happen now. Will we still have Slipstream? Sean will definitely have DRS, but do we have Slipstream in this race? We're about to find out then. As we head down the straight, I don't think we do, and even if we did, Sean is still not able to gain that much on Blizzard, even with DRS. But he is getting closer, and with 3 laps to go, this could be an interesting battle. Look how much Sean's closed up already into the first few chicanes out of turn 3. Again, he'll have DRS as we head towards turn 4, and through the S section, that's where Sean can really shine. He's got to time that move perfectly then. Into turn 4 we go, then through turn 5, and now towards turn 6. Sean has just got to set himself up for this S section. He's got to realise that, well, he's got the time. And he'll have the pace through this S section, you can see, but he gives himself a 3-second time penalty just for good measure. And yeah, you can see he hasn't got the right lines at all through there. And it's cost him a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Squeezy's caught up to the back of Spike here. I wonder if Spike had an off, because Squeezy is now only half a second back, and he was about 2.5 seconds about a lap ago. Spike must have made a mistake somewhere. But I wonder if Squeezy will manage to find himself onto the podium here, albeit controversially. There goes Sean. He's in the DRS this time. He is gaining on Blizzard very, very slowly. Will he have a dive up the inside? Will he have a dive round the outside? I wonder. He thinks about the move. Does he go for it though? Well, he thought about it. It was a half-hearted attempt really. Through there, we've got Squeezy and Spike battling for position. This is the battle for the final podium place as we head through turn 6 now. And I've got to be so careful as to which battle I watch. And you can see they're short right on Blizzard's gearbox here. Blizzard doesn't normally crack under pressure, but when he does, it is huge. Squeezy here. A tale of 2 horses here. As Squeezy runs wide, allowing Spike to just pull away that little bit more. And here comes Sean on the tail of Blizzard. And you can see there, it's gone. Oh, Siege is out. Siege has crashed out big time in exactly the same place Z3 did. So Siege becomes the 2nd retirement of this race here. And I reckon... Oh, Sean's down the inside into turn 14, or 13, sorry. Through turn 14, he can't quite get the move done. This is inviting Lighty to try and have a go. That puts Blizzard up into 8th place. Lighty making contact with the back of Sean. And Blizzard here is in real trouble. He could have 2 cars on the back of him here. That is not what he wanted. He is up into P8 though, so well, that is some consolation. Darren Sinclair, by the way, has started the final lap of the race in P6. This is going to be an amazing 3-way battle. Final lap of the race. Here comes Sean down the inside into turn 1. Blizzard will have the inside for turn 2, but Sean then has the inside for turn 3, and he might have DRS here. Oh no! Sean and Lighty into the wall together, and they've taken each other out. A sigh of relief from Blizzard there. A huge sigh of relief. He might be able to hold on to P8, but that's put Mays up into P9. Both Sean and Lighty retiring from the session. Drama every moment of this race. Well, Darren Sinclair kept his cool here, and he's going to come across the line to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Lambo coming around the final corner. He's going to finish the race in 2nd place. Works wonders for his championship there. Spike coming around the final few corners now. And Squeezy might just hold off here as Spike's run out of fuel. Oh, he just about kept it by 0.018 seconds. But Weed Nation has got a podium. Both Spike and Squeezy had penalties. Weed Nation finds herself onto the podium. Poe there finishing in 6th place. By the way, Squeezy 5th place, if I didn't already say that. Steph finishing in 7th place. Championship leader Blizzard down in 8th place. Could have been a lot worse though. Mays finishing in 9th, and Alan Kay, an unlikely point out of this race, but he's got the point. Renault needed. An unlucky race for Ollie there as he will come across the line to finish in P11. Sean as a ghost car will not gain that P12. Plaster is going to gain P12 out of that. but a huge change of fortune for Darren Sinclair. He wins here in Mexico. 25 points will be going to Williams. So here we have it then, your podium for today. And just so you know, I believe it's 304 versus 282. But there we go then, Darren Sinclair wins today. And it's a fantastic result for him and for Williams. A huge change of fortune in this season anyway. Weed Nation will be ecstatic with that podium. I know he will. So Darren Sinclair wins the race in your official, unofficial results. Lambo in second, Weed Nation in third. That was Spike in fourth, Squeezy fifth, Poe in sixth, Steph in seventh, Blizzard in eighth, Mate in ninth, Alan K 10th, with Ollie in 11th, and Red Bulls there 12th and 13th. Well, 22 points is the gap between the two leaders. Blizzard still leads the way though. 22 points ahead. Anything could happen in the next two races, and normally in TTL it does. Huge drama, and I hope you really enjoyed Mexico, because that was an amazing race. The next races, of course, will be the season finale on Thursday. 2 more races to go. Of course, we have Brazil, and then we have the season finale at Abu Dhabi. Well, it could have been a lot worse for Blizzard. Lambo could have taken the win and he'd have ended up with nothing. But Blizzard could count himself a little bit lucky there. He has a chance to wrap it up at Brazil. But can he do it? Or will Lambo pull off a miracle and take the crown away from Blizzard? You'll have to wait until Thursday to find out. I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourself. And I will see you next time.